And welcome everybody to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome everybody to another wonderful Monday edition. Off-season free agency is right around the corner. We obviously talked a lot about it Saturday night, but we're going to continue that conversation. Real quick before I even get started, I wanted to give a special shout out to everybody who showed up to the Berwyn Tavern on Saturday night. It was a great time. We were there we were there all night, but
we definitely were. We tied one on afterwards.
We were live for probably about 2 hours, just talking, upcoming free agency. So it was really special to kind of be out there. There was probably maybe 40 people out there. It was great.
Yeah. Oh, it was a great time. Yeah.
So we had a blast. So a special thank you to everybody who came out and commented and shared our show and everything, even though we had that technical difficulty in the beginning. I'm still trying to edit the video to get rid of that. But anyway, we're glad to be continuing talking some birds. Lots of things have happened over the last day or two outside of the Eagles. We're gonna get into that as well. Dylan checks in. With what I was about to talk about, and I might as well just mention it now.
Yeah.
If you have not heard, Calvin Ridley has been suspended for a full season because he apparently started gambling on football while he was away from the Falcons. Yeah. So I guess whatever, he got found out. There's damning evidence, yada yada yada, and he's suspended for a year.
He sent out a nice little tweet saying, "I bet you I don't have a problem."
Yeah, I know. But there goes that pipe dream of potentially trading for him. Although
the whole year of waiting, everybody's saying, "Oh, when he comes back, we should sign Calvin Ridley."
Yeah. Well, Dylan says otherwise. Fourth and record for Ridley and the 2-year suspension. Draft sauce and smoke, and trade hurts to the longest yard for a pack of ramen noodles. Well, there you go. That sounds like you already have a plan in place for the Eagles offseason.
Well, I mean, sure. I guess, yeah, it's all worked out. We have nothing else to talk about. Good night, folks.
Yeah, right. No, that's a great plan, honestly. Especially those draft picks. But Yeah, it's unfortunate. I think a lot of people were hoping that the Eagles were going to be in the market for a wide receiver, whether it be, free agency or obviously via the trade market, as Ridley had been rumored to be available. Right. DK Metcalf. There's a couple others out there, but Ridley's off the board, so to speak. So we can forget that. So
yeah, that's not happening. At least not this year.
No, not this year. All that money and ain't got enough intelligence to have his little brother place a bet for him. I mean,
I don't know how you. I don't know how that happens to you.
Yeah. There we go. Oops, sorry, I'm having a little issue with my lighting here. There we go. So obviously that is one of the big news things to kind of come out today. Also today, we talked about on Saturday, right now we're currently in the franchise tag period. They have up until March the 8th, which is what, Wednesday, right?
Tuesday. That's tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Yeah. Oh my God, is it really?
Yeah.
Tomorrow? Okay. Well, the first two franchise tags have been placed. One being the Kansas City Chiefs, who have tagged Orlando Brown Jr., their young tackle. While he may not be a top 5 tackle, I think it was probably the right move, given the protection for Patrick Mahomes. And then the other one was a little bit, not necessarily surprising, because I feel like there was a lot of rumors saying that this was going to happen. It's still surprising that they actually did it. The Cleveland Browns have tagged David Njoku, tight end. So he'll probably make a little bit over $10 million for somebody that, let's be honest, doesn't get used a lot.
Right.
It would not be considered a top 15 tight end in the league, I don't think. Talented, yes, but, again, if you're not getting used, what's the point? Dylan checks in again. Newest rumors about the Eagles chasing Juju. Meh. I'd settle for him, but I could probably name 5 wide receivers I'd rather get. Yes. I don't know about 5, but, the
I know I mentioned him on Saturday night.
You sure did.
Yeah.
You sure did. Listen, I think the most appealing part about Juju is that he's 25.
Right.
And you would be able to pair him with, Smith, who's in his early 20s, and you could theoretically have a nice 1-2 tandem for many years to come. Obviously, the off the field crap probably lowers his value, but I think he'd be a nice compliment. I don't know if I could name 5. I mean, again, if you're considering Devontae Adams available, yes.
Devontae Adams is number 1 on everybody's wish list.
We can all assume that he's going to get tagged by tomorrow, but Chris Godwin, Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, and then I'd probably say Juju. Also considering that rumors are that Odell Beckham, not that I'm saying I want Odell over Juju, but saying that he will be re-signing with the Rams shortly. So, I think he's right there, obviously. I think we, as Eagles fans, and as we're building this roster, I don't know if we can be all that nitpicky as far as getting an upgrade over Jalen Reagor or Greg Ward or whomever you want to call it. I still think you take what you can get, and yes, I will absolutely be more than fine with Juju. Dylan does name is Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, Godwin, Devontae Adams. I'd argue AJ Green or Emmanuel Sanders. I don't know. I feel like we'd have a pretty big argument there.
Yeah.
As much as
I'm with you on the other ones, I think.
Yeah. As much as I respect AJ Green and Emmanuel Sanders, I just think at this point in their careers, they're better suited for, probably 3-4, on the depth chart.
Right.
OBJ is likely going to miss 90% of the year, ain't he? You're right. I keep forgetting he got injured. Yeah, so, you're probably right on that one anyway. But regardless, he's technically still a free agent, and that's probably why he's going to re-sign with the Rams. Just easy, probably
and he'll be able to stay there and rehab, and that really would be the best thing for him, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, that's definitely up there as you know. Again, those rumors are been floating around today. Some other rumors is that the Eagles may be wanting to trade up for the defensive end from Michigan.
Hutchinson,
Not named Hutchinson.
Ojabu.
Ajabu, thank you. I don't necessarily know if I like that, considering I have a feeling he might be available there anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you need to do that unless you really start to get some rumblings on draft night.
And also, I really don't like the fact, I hate when there is a position where, let's say, a college has, really deep, two corners or two defensive ends. I always feel like when you go after and you grab the second one of those guys, they end up not doing all that great in the NFL, regardless.
A lot of times, really profiting off of having that other
guy. So again, I'm not necessarily thrilled about Ajabu, but there's some other defensive ends that maybe I'd rather be going after.
Right.
But again, that's not my number one priority in the draft. Shocking. Then again, would y'all grab Olave if he's there with one of your first picks? Maybe.
Yeah, depending on what the board looks like.
Well, it depends on.
I prefer the 19th.
Yeah, I feel like it depends on what we actually end up doing in free agency. If we can grab one of those names that you said,
right?
Or Juju or Williams or Godwin, then I'd probably be very less likely to do that. Also, again, like you said, seeing how the board falls, I really want to focus on the defense. I hope free agency wise we can address offensively. We can go out and get a wide receiver. We get a backup tight end. We get some depth on the O line. Maybe we bring in a running back. Those are the things that I really want to address in free agency, along with getting a linebacker, getting a defensive end, as well as drafting one of each of those. And again, maybe we address the cornerback or safety position in that as well. So.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to.
Well, yeah, you're definitely gonna have to. Califredis might intrigue Howie. Yeah, I like him, and I think he could most likely should be there according to things for the 19th pick. Maybe even be able to trade back into the mid-20s and still get him if that's end up being your guy. I mean, I think every facet of the defense. Defensive line, linebackers, D-backs. I think you need to address each one of those in the first 4 picks. Honestly, I'd be very upset if they didn't, unless they're going to like trade out of the pick and get something for next year. That's the only one I think I would be kind of okay with in doing that. Real quick, I did want to, again, as always, welcome in everybody from the Painted Lines. If you're listening on their YouTube, thank you very much. We welcome you guys in. Please feel free to comment. Let us know what you're thinking, what you want the Eagles to be doing this upcoming free agency period, or even just as a whole. What's your plan for the offseason? I love hearing people's kind of ideas and what they really are looking for as personally, heading into each facet, free agency and the draft. So, so thank you everybody from the Painted Lines. We partnered up with them to where we stream on their YouTube. They stream on our Facebook. And it's a nice little partnership. They have a lot of great shows over there. They are big basketball heads, big Eagle guys. So check them out. They've got a lot of great shows. And then they also have great articles on their website. So visit thepaintedlines.com as well. So, anyway, as franchise tags kind of keep coming in, I expect obviously tomorrow, to last second.
Yeah, it's tomorrow at 4:00, right?
Yeah, they usually end up, usually around noon, they start kind of fluttering in.
Yeah.
I can see, obviously Devontae, I think, is the one that we're all just assuming is just going to happen eventually. Maybe they're trying to work on a long-term deal, but again, with the uncertainty of Aaron
I
Rodgers,
would imagine they've had the conversation with him, telling him, like, obviously you want to work out a long-term deal, but if that can't be done, we're going to franchise you. I have a feeling like that conversation's already happened.
Oh yeah, and from what again I've read, he's none too thrilled. As a lot of people aren't really that thrilled to be in this franchise tag, even though you're literally getting, top dollar. Um, I suppose the Devontae Adams of the world, who already should be paid because they are top in their positions, are probably like, well, I don't like being handcuffed to this team without having some long-term flexibility. Whereas, I'm sure David Njoku is like, hell yeah, $10 million.
No, let's run.
Right. So I guess it all depends on your status in the league and where you're at. But so again, another one I think we're looking at is Chris Godwin, which I hope that he kind of makes it through, because I would love to have him.
Again, it would be his second year getting franchised, so I know the number goes up.
Yeah, the number goes up, and it would also be the last time that they could franchise.
Right.
So this would theoretically be his last year in Tampa, should he want that. And considering that Tom Brady just retired, yeah, I kind of want out too.
Because I would think, man, Tampa's about to go into a rebuild. And if I'm Godwin, I don't want to stick around for that. Like, I've been there for playoff success. I've been, part of the good times. I want to go somewhere else and make some more money and maybe have a chance to compete again.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's certainly within his right, and can't blame him. So, so there's obviously a couple other teams that are looking into franchising a few players. I think they're mulling it over, but I don't expect a ton more. Again, maybe like 3 or 4 more at the most.
Right.
But we shall see. I think, what I was going to say. I know there's like a list of like potential. I think, what was the other one I saw the other day? I am drawing an absolute blank. By the way, Njoku gets just under 11 million. What was it?
Godwin, right? Was it the one we were talking?
Orlando Brown is going to get 16.5. If Godwin would get tagged, he would be, I forget what percentage it is more because it's the second year tag.
Right.
The wide receiver number is 18.5. So that is what theoretically, that's what Devontae Adams would get, which I guess according to you, Godwin would theoretically make more than Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Yeah. So, here we go. This is a good one. Can Howie at least show interest in Kyle Van Noy? I'm not trying to be that fan, but I wanted him since he left New England the first time, because we know Howie's in drafting a day one guy. Hey, listen, I'm still holding out hope. Okay, don't every year. Every
year was a year it was going to happen. This would be it.
You would think.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right, Dylan. As soon as I saw Kyle Van Noy, who got released today, I said to myself, listen, wouldn't that be a nice addition, free draft, sign him, draft your guy, and your linebacking room just completely changes by 2 simple moves. And listen, Kyle Van Noy's getting up there, but again, he'd be a great veteran presence. You have Singleton and you have TJ Edwards, who are still young guys that, they haven't really had a good vet. Like, they've had some vets in the linebacking room, but they haven't had a really good, established, credible vet in that room to kind of help them further their career. And if you're going to draft Dean or Lloyd to add to that, you bring in somebody like a Kyle Van Noy, who has had pretty good success in this league, and you kind of have all those 3 under the wing of Van Noy, and I think it would be a great idea. So I don't understand why you don't do both moves because you have clearly. I think if you asked 1,000 Eagles fans, I'm
Right.
pretty sure 990 of them would say linebackers are the worst position group we have.
Oh, absolutely, they are.
And I'm sure the other 10 people would probably say the wide receivers. Maybe. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I would think. Yeah, that has to be what it is. Like we talked about it on Saturday. I feel like we talk about it at nauseum. That basically got nothing out of three receivers last year, and like
Yeah.
this linebacker core. As much as I like to make fun of you for being all about the linebackers, like I can't deny it, man. Like what they've marched out there and tried to
It has,
say
has been crap.
is a linebacker core. Like it's that.
It's real
Like
bad.
it's absolutely pathetic what they marched out and called linebackers. Yeah.
Well, yeah, listen, like, and everybody goes, "Oh, well, Alex Singleton, 2 years ago had the most tackles in the second half of the season, and he gets a lot of tackles." Listen,
Okay.
that stat can be very misleading. That stat can be very, very misleading. I can't tell you how many times I've seen Alex Smith be in the complete and utter wrong place, and
Me too.
the runner just kind of happens to come his way, or he completely misses it. That like I can't tell you how many times he's missed tackles, but hey, Seamus, what's going on, buddy? Long
Yeah,
time no talk,
Sheamus.
man. How you been? Yeah, listen, like I think Alex Singleton and TJ Edwards, for that matter, has potential, but again, I
Mhm.
don't really think that their stats tell the true story of them both. And I need an upgrade. I'm sorry. It's plain and simple. I've every effing year, I go ahead and I find myself a linebacker or two who I really like, who I think could be game changing. And for the most part, I'm not saying I'm 100%. I hit on a pretty good amount of those guys. Where I'm like, yeah, well, look at that guy. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that was the guy I was all over at the draft, and now look at
There
him.
he is making
There he is,
plays.
making plays. Perfect example. Mike Parsons. I'm sorry, I wanted him over Devontae Smith. Don't get me wrong, I love Devontae. I'm glad we have him, but I still think the right move would have been Mike Parsons.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Tell me
I
I'm
get
wrong.
and Alex Singleton. Even if like some people like Alex Singleton, fine, you can like him. He can be a nice little
I'm not
player.
saying I hate the guy. I'm just
But
saying I
like,
don't want to see him on the field as much.
but to suggest that he should be anybody's number one linebacker is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Seamus, who are your top 5 players you want us to draft?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a good one, and I'm gonna throw in not necessarily. Uh, I'm gonna throw in some that should be available, and I'm gonna
Mhm.
throw in one or two that may not be there, but if they fall, maybe we trade up, whatever. Um, I'm gonna give you 5 names,
Yeah.
and if the Eagles can get 2 of them, I'm pretty sure I'm not even gonna make it to the second round because I would
Well,
have probably passed out from pure excitement.
well, the good news is for you, you'll have until the next night to recover.
Yeah. So I'll give you my top 5 guys that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Anderson, who let's be honest, I keep seeing him. Yeah, I've even seen him high as 2. But
Yeah,
he's
I've seen him as
three,
high as
four,
four, but
three,
yeah.
4, 5 range. I've seen, like Bucky Brooks just put one where he fell all the way to the Eagles. I don't see that happening. But if he falls to like 10, I really would love for the Eagles
Hmm.
to jump up. Another one like that I'm seeing in the top 10, but sometimes maybe like 12 to Minnesota, is Derek Stingley. Another corner, Sauce Gardner. Again, he's getting a lot of heat as of the last couple, month or so. So I'm seeing him in that kind of Stingley range where he's top 10, maybe he falls to 12, might not fall to us, but again, would be a nice move up. And then, of course, my linebackers, Lloyd and Dean. Listen, I really want at least one of them. I am even bold enough to say that I would take both of them. I mean, listen, I know that's crazy, and I know it'll never happen.
And the Eagles will never do it, even if
probably will never even draft one.
Yeah.
But what a way to buck the system. Not having drafted a first-round linebacker since 1979. We've all freaking heard it ad nauseum.
Yeah.
But what a way to buck the system. You have 3 first-round picks. Boom! 2 of them are linebackers. Say you don't grab anybody in free agency. All right, bam.
Yeah, you go and get those 2.
2 linebackers. Your defense instantly changes. It instantly changes when you go ahead and even bring in one of these guys, much less 2. Obviously, that's not happening. Please don't quote me. Don't call me out. But out of those 5, Hamilton, Stingley, Gardner, Dean, Lloyd, if you get 2 of them, that is a home freaking run of a draft. I don't even care what you do with the 3rd one. Maybe you trade back. You got another one for next year. Maybe you draft the defensive end. Hell, maybe you draft Lindenbaum if he falls. Maybe you draft one of those wide receivers, Olave, as Dylan mentioned earlier, or the kid from Alabama or the kid from Arkansas. I don't care.
Burks,
at that point, I will not care who they draft. So do it. Dylan, what about a sleek Malik Willis? Listen, he had a decent pro day. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
he had a decent pro day.
Well, combine. His pro day.
Combine. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. He had a decent combine. Now, I don't want them to draft quarterback. I don't necessarily like anybody outside of like Pickett that I think could come in here and do better than Hurts. Again, I think we've all talked about the trade market. I'm a Watson guy. If things get cleared up, I'm all about it. Give them what you want. Hopefully you can give them, you don't have to give up, the world, but I'm about that. Give up Hurts, 2 number ones, sprinkle some other draft picks, 3 and 4. Fine. Let's do it. But everything has to be cool. Everything has to be cleared. And I got to know how long he's being suspended for before I make that move. But, I just can't see them doing anything quarterback-wise in the draft. I would be highly disappointed if they drafted a quarterback in the first 4 rounds. If you want to go ahead and draft somebody in the 5th, 6th, or 7th, go ahead. We're quarterback factory. We got to develop them, right?
Well, if we're going that route, I'll give you a name of somebody I like in the later rounds. Carson Strong out of Nevada.
Not bad. I don't know if he makes it to the 5th round.
I doubt he makes it to the 5th, but I think you could get him in the 3rd or 4th.
See, that's too much for me.
Okay.
Well, I mean, listen, we have so many other needs. Why are we going to bring in another?
If you feel like he's the best, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying that, like, if he's the best guy on your board, like, I'd bring him in.
Yeah, I get it. Shane, what up, Shane? Checking
in. What up, Shane?
Don't bet us looking to get Calvin Ridley. Yeah, we discussed that a little bit earlier. Obviously, he's out for the year, suspended for gambling. So yeah, that sucked. I was really, really loving the idea of us stealing him for like a 2nd round pick. I would do that in a heartbeat. What's we call it?
Willis, I guess he was talking about there.
Malik Willis. Keeps getting those Randall comps. Man, stay the F away from Williams. It just screams Sidney Jones to me. Williams.
The receiver out of Alabama you were talking about.
Yes.
I like to take Burks. He's been getting.
Yeah, I like Traylon Burks. I drafted him in the third round, number 83. I assume you're talking of your dude that you just said?
Carson Strong.
Yeah. Carson Strong, yeah. See, that's too much for me. As much as, listen, I think we all can understand that Jalen Hurts isn't going to be our forever guy, but we're giving him another year to see what he has. And the reason why we're not being talked about, and who knows, maybe we do. Maybe Howie has this grand idea of packaging up some picks and moving up to grab a quarterback. But outside of that, I think the smart play would be, as Eric has said many times, and I think we've all really gotten behind this, is
everybody come on in. Come on in. You're all welcome to this.
With that third pick, maybe trade back with the Lions. Get number 32 in the first next year. That'd be enough to move
Or the
up.
scenario that I explained on Saturday night, the idea I had of one of those quarterbacks falling and maybe a Pittsburgh really loving them and thinking we need to get ahead of New Orleans, and we could trade back with Pittsburgh. Maybe trade that 16th pick, get some more draft capital, and then Pittsburgh comes up, gets the quarterback. And then if we decide, okay, now we've got 2 picks, 19 and 20, we can still try to trade one of those back with Detroit and get you first next year. And you've gotten that capital that you've gotten from Pittsburgh for this draft.
Yeah, very true. Seamus said, I did a mock draft, picked up Nakobe Dean and the defensive end from Michigan.
Ojabo,
I believe, and a cornerback as well. Yeah, I think
probably McDuffie or the kid from Clemson, Booth.
Yeah, I made a couple trades, built the defense and the offense. Let's see.
I told you I'm starting to get to that point where I'm obsessing over mock drafts.
I know.
I'm there now.
I'm there, yeah. Dylan says, how would the Philly fan base just fucking eat up drafting another Carson to compete with Hurts?
I would say that did register in my head, and I thought, man, that would be fun.
That would be hilarious.
Like to watch the world burn.
Yeah, dude. I like Ritter, but not to be in Philly. I'm just a fan.
I like Ritter too.
Yeah. Listen, I just don't think there's someone here that's going to help us the way that building up our defense is going to. Yes, you need a quarterback in this league, and we don't know if we have one. But I feel like you give him another year, and again, I've always been under the idea of, listen, not everybody develops the same way and in the same time period. We have gotten so used to these rookies that come out nowadays that just are instant stars. And, it took them 4 games to figure out the NFL. You know what? Not everybody's like that. Back in the day, I'm used to, it took the third year usually before you figured out the NFL. And listen, he's going into his third year. And I think after having a second full season as the guy, I think that's the way to go. And listen, if he can develop some certain things that I think we are all wanting him to, learning to make, staying in the pocket, making his reads quicker, reading the defense better, maybe getting a little bit more arm strength. Not that I think his arm strength is as bad as a lot of people think it is, but
I worry about his accuracy.
Well, yeah, exactly.
I think he's got a cannon. Yeah,
but these things certainly can improve over time.
Mm-hmm.
You look at somebody like Josh Allen. His accuracy was not that great when he was a rookie, but from year 2 into 3, he took a giant step, and now.
Well, getting Ryan Dable helped.
Well, sure, but again, things can happen. So I'm fully on board with giving him another year. I think drafting a quarterback would be a huge mistake, but I don't mind them trying to get another first-round pick next year because, again, theoretically, the draft class quarterbacks for next year should be better than this year.
I would think.
As they're projecting.
Yeah.
And listen, you almost are just kind of putting a little side bet, little insurance bet. You're playing a little blackjack. You do a little insurance bet, just to see if again you need it, and if not, oh well, address another need. Go ahead and
If at the end of this year you realize, okay, Jalen's your guy, and you're going forward with him as your quarterback. Well, okay, you've now got 2 draft picks that you can use to surround him with weapons or add more pieces to your defense.
Yeah, another wide receiver, replace Lane Johnson or Fletcher Cox or whoever you need to replace. If we draft Sauce, I'll be satisfied in the first round. I mean that would again for me, Stingley and Sauce. I'll take either one of them.
Sure.
I think that would be a huge upgrade over Nelson. And then again, if you're gonna, if you get me a linebacker, my God, that's all I needed. I need a corner, one of those 2, and you give me one of those linebackers in the first round, it's a home run. It's an A++++ draft, regardless of what you do in the 3rd pick. All right. Did you hear Jaws' interview today? Publicly, he said he has his doubts about Hurts being that guy, which I really just don't see it being debatable. What is Hurts' ceiling? I hate to admit it, but really think Hurts' ceiling is nowhere near Dak's. Sad, but my honest opinion. No.
Well, I want your honest opinion. Yeah, that's what we do on the show.
No, listen, I don't necessarily think his ceiling is all that high, but do I think that Hurts has the ability to be a quarterback in this league that could lead a team into the playoffs? Yes. I see? Yeah, but like multiple.
I know. Yeah. I know what you mean.
Do I see him as a Super Bowl quarterback? No, not right now. Do I think he has the ability to be that guy with a good team around him? Yes.
I said the other night, and I love this statement that I had, but anyway, not to sound cocky when I say it, but there are guys you win with, and there are guys you win because of.
Yeah.
And I think Jalen is a guy you can win with. You surround him with the right talent. I think you can win with. Whereas someone like a Deshaun Watson is someone you win because of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're certainly right on that one. Give me Sauce and Dean. I don't give you drop a kicker with that 3rd pick. Exactly, dude. I am so right there with that. Personally, I'd go punter because I feel like there's a bigger need. But
I'll tell you what, they get Dean and Sauce in those first 2 picks. Dude, we can just head out of the bar, whatever. We'll go home. Call it a night.
Oh, seriously? No, I'm dead serious. If we are seriously going to be doing a show while the draft is going on, and they absolutely, if they 100%, if they draft a linebacker, just a linebacker. Let's not add the fact that if they draft Sauce,
your boy,
or Stingley or Hamilton or anybody else.
Sure.
If they draft one of those 2, because right now, I think I'm leaning a little bit Lloyd over Dean.
Okay.
Slightly. But 1A, 1B for me. I'm good with either for right now. I still, again, want to go over the tape from the combine for the linebackers. And then obviously pro day and whatnot. But anyway.
Didn't get work out.
I did actually hear that.
Lloyd did. He looked good.
Yeah. But still, there's still a lot of time before the draft. But anyway, if we're live on air and if they draft a linebacker in the first round, and it's one of those 2, because I have to say that caveat.
Yeah.
Because Howie will draft some dude that's like a 4th round pick. If they draft one of those 2, I am immediately removing myself from the show. I may not come back. You may have to carry on without me.
Carry on. I will gladly keep going.
Because I am absolutely going to lose my effing mind. I'm going to immediately go on to Fanatics and order the jersey. Just like you did. I'm actually going to wait. I'm going to wait until they actually draft them before, wanting to go and look up freaking jerseys, Mr. Earl Thomas. Okay.
That was a sad night. You really had to go Earl Thomas. I was in such a good mood. Been binge watching the combine. I'm on to Sunday. I have to watch Sundays. That's the only one I haven't watched yet. I haven't watched Sunday's workouts yet.
Dylan loves
Because
Dean.
I was
Guy,
hungover.
but really like Lloyd too. Don't get me wrong. I love them both, actually. I really like what each kind of brings to the table, and I think adding that to the Eagles would be nothing short of a genius idea. I love them both as well. Seamus is on board. Listen, I think the entire Delaware Valley and all Eagles fans across the nation are just waiting for them to draft a linebacker. I mean, it's such a clear number one need on this team that it can't be ignored, can it? Again,
Yeah, there have been times where I've thought that, like, your cry for a linebacker, I just thought, I'm like, man, yeah.
maybe, whatever.
But this is one of those times where it's so obvious, even somebody who, look, I'd be happy if we drafted 3 corners in the first round, but it has to, like, one of these picks has to be linebacker. Like, it just has to be, right?
I mean, listen, it's not only is it a need, but you also have top
It's
talent.
a glaring need.
It's a glaring need, and you have top talent. It's not like these guys are like, maybe they're.
We're not forcing anybody here.
No,
We're not.
They are literally, in the middle of the first round type talent players here.
I would argue that a couple of them, they'd be great value picks where you're picking them.
Yeah.
It's been, I think I'm probably more of a Lloyd guy, but I'd love, like, to me, the difference is, like, you could talk to me tomorrow and I might tell you.
I've seen things from both of them that I really enjoy and really like and really feel like would be great fits for this team. Real quick, just in case anybody wanted to know, you can buy followers, primes, and viewers on mountainviewers.com. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you. Random Twitch guy. I will not be doing that, but thank you for the offer.
But yeah, good luck to anybody who decides to do it. And God bless.
Yeah. Reach out if you want me to get you guys together, so you can buy some followers. You get the call on draft night. The GM offers you a second-round pick for Miles Sanders. Ooh, I kind of have to do that.
Yeah, I think I would.
Kind of have to do that, don't I? Listen, I like Miles Sanders. I would love for him to be used a little bit more, and I think towards the end of the year, they really figured out their running game, and I think moving forward into this 2022 season, I'm hoping that they take that idea and continue it. I feel like they're probably going to draft somebody in the middle of the rounds, and I think Boston Scott may or may not have a spot on the squad. Same with Jordan Howard. I think it's, obviously, Sanders, Gainwell, and then potentially this rookie, and maybe Scott, maybe Howard. I don't know if they keep 4, but if somebody comes up and offers a second for Miles Sanders, I hate to.
Yeah, I think I have to do it.
I hate to see it go, but I think that would probably be the right move.
Right.
Pull the trigger. Paired Kenneth Walker with Kenneth Gainwell. Boom. Listen, that actually would be pretty awesome. What Walker, I think, second or third.
Yeah, he's gonna be a second. Yeah.
So, I guess, are you essentially trading Miles Sanders for Kenneth Walker?
I mean, well, and something else, because Sanders for the, because you could take Walker either with your second round pick or the one you acquire.
All right, but I'm just saying, like, essentially it works out to where you're taking Sanders for Kenneth Walker. I mean, you're getting younger, you're getting cheaper. You hope that there wouldn't be that much drop off of skill wise. As much as I like Sanders, I think having nice young talented player like Kenneth Walker might be nice.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
But anyway, well, listen, folks, we've been running for a little bit under an hour, but we're gonna head out tonight. Wanted to thank everybody, especially the guy who wanted me to buy followers. Can't thank him enough.
Right.
Thank you, Twitch, for that one viewer that we get on Twitch every week. It happens to be somebody who's just waiting to spam us.
Right.
But seriously, thank you very much, Dylan. As always, dude, you're the man. Always bringing good shit to talk about. Seamus, it's good to hear from you again, buddy. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got to plan a trip to Jersey for jerseys.
Yeah, absolutely.
After the draft.
Dylan says you're getting extra years on a running back, but hopefully you can hold on to the ball. Yeah. Love Sanders, but might be the most frustrating player on the team.
Agreed.
Out of the players that we all have high hope for. Yeah, no, definitely. Yes, Seamus, definitely. We once the weather gets nice, we'll be making a trip out to grab jerseys from our boy Len. So we got to definitely meet up again. But yeah, guys. Also, again, thank you everybody who came out on Saturday to the Berwyn Tavern. That was freaking awesome. There was like 40 people in that room.
Yeah, it was such a blast.
It was such a blast. We had a great time. I loved
We ran up like the bar tab.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, dude, I love doing that, and we got to start doing that shit a little bit more often.
Yeah.
We'll definitely be doing Off-Season Roundtable number 2, probably the weekend before the NFL draft starts, which was April 28th, I think is the official date.
Mm-hmm.
So, about another month and a half, we'll do that. So certainly come on out. Hopefully we'll be able to set it up with the Berwyn Tavern again. That would be great. But yeah, we'll let you know when that kind of stuff happens, and everything else that's going on for the Philly Sports Alliance and the Football Smack Talk show. So appreciate everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Also, real quick before I get out of here, make sure you visit www.la-terrain.com. They are a fantastic watch company. Type in code PSA for site-wide discounts. I got a nice fat watch from them. Can't recommend them enough. So check them out. Use code PSA. Get some good discounts on some sweet watches. So, all right, Eric. Anything to add before we head on out of here?
Yeah.
All right. Got to keep that streak alive. So for the Football Smack Talk show, I'm Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 185 days to go.
Gotta love it. All right, everybody. See you next week. Thank you.